The Pokeball, one of the most recognizable items in pop culture. In the weird history of Pokeballs, I talked about all the balls in the mainline games, how they looked, how they functioned, how some didn't even work properly. This time, it's going to be a little different, as we'll be looking at all the Pokeballs from outside the main games, and we're going to be seeing all these balls that we wish we could use in the mainline games. In the games department, we first stop actually in Gen 3, where Glacier's sprite shows her holding what appears to be a yellow Pokeball. This is a very minor point on the list, but I am definitely jealous. Also, one I kind of missed in the first video is the ball used in the Poke Transporter in the Unova region. This machine has balls that catch Pokemon being transferred from older games, much like the Gen 4 Park Ball. These look like standard Pokeballs, but have a blue top, and are shot using a crossbow-like device. Actually moving out of the mainline games now, we have the Pester Ball from Pokemon Snap. This is a heavily segmented ball with red, yellow, blue, gold, and purple coloring. This ball wasn't a traditional ball, but instead an item used to pester wild Pokemon for better photo shoot opportunities. This ball does not see a return in the new Pokemon Snap, probably due to the professors realizing that it was kind of fucked up. The Ore region, home of the Snag machine, allows for players to snag shadow Pokemon from their trainers. You can use normal Pokeballs with the Snag machine, however, when you throw the ball, the game claims you threw a Snag ball. The Pokeball you use is a fine and normal ball before and after throwing, but the act of being thrown by the Snag machine somehow makes it a Snag ball. Not really a lot to write home on, but it's technically, no matter how minute, different enough to get a place on this list. The Pokemon Ranger games do not have Pokeballs, as the Rangers don't catch Pokemon. They only team up with them, and so they use the Capture Styler. This is a device that makes use of the touchscreen to capture Pokemon temporarily. It's not a Pokeball, it's close enough, figure it's worth a mention. Pokemon Unite has its own unique type of ball called the Unite Ball. This ball is orange, purple, and white in a U pattern, and it has a white button. This ball is used to catch the wild Pokemon you knock out during the Unite battles. Learn with Pokemon Typing Adventure also has its own unique ball. It has a blue top and orange bottom with a black stripe down the center. The stripe and the band together make a nice T shape. The anime is home to quite a few unique Pokeballs, starting all the way back with the very first episode, I Choose You. The most notable is probably the green Pokeball. Being just a standard regular Pokeball, but green instead of red, this ball is seen at the beginning of the episode. It's on the cover of the Grass Pokedex Scholastic book. Here it's referred to as the Safari Ball, and even the Ruby and Sapphire artwork of Brendan shows him holding one of these mysterious green balls. That's not all for the first episode either, as there are special Pokeballs for each of the starters, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. These balls are just standard Pokeballs, but have their respective starters' names written on them. Pikachu isn't left out of the fun. However, instead of having its name on the ball, it instead has a nice simple yellow lightning bolt on it. In the episode Go West Young Meowth, there's a standard Pokeball that is covered in diamonds. Nothing too spectacular, but it's definitely one very fancy ball. Next up we go to the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. These balls are the Mewtwo balls, and they are black with blue line work and have an eye front and center of the ball. These balls are seemingly able to catch Pokemon without fail, even if they are already owned by a trainer. These balls were primarily used by Mewtwo for acquiring subjects to clone. In Pokemon 3, the movie, we see the Crystal Pokeballs, used by the imagined older selves of Molly Hale. Instead of being recalled, the Pokemon dissolve into crystal. These balls only exist with the imagined older selves, and most likely do not actually exist. For the next ball, we have the Like Ball from the episode Hook, Line, and Stinker. This ball's design is separated into 4 quarters, the top being a greenish blue, the sides being a deep blue, and the bottom being white. The top and bottom have a yellow hook-like design, and the bottom has extra deep blue lines. This ball was used during the Seeking Catching competition, and could very well be a ball variant along the lines of the Safari and Sport Balls. In the episode, Just Waiting on a Friend, we see an old Pokeball, which appears to be a regular Pokeball at first, but has the button on top, surrounded by some leaf-like detailing, a deep blue background, and a green stripe. This ball houses a Ninetales that serves as a major character for the episode. The episode One Trick Pony features the Battle Park, which has their own Pokeballs. These look like the standard Pokeballs, but have an orange and green BP logo on the top. Mewtwo Returns gives us the Team Rocket Ball, a ball with a black top and a white bottom with a red R on the top half. A redesigned ball used by some members of Team Rocket. Pokemon Forever gives us 2 new ball types. The first is the Dark Ball, a ball used by the Iron Mask Marauder. These balls are purple with a grayish-purple wavy protrusion pattern and a button on the top. These balls, when used to catch Pokemon, turn them into mindless servants with a significant power increase. The other ball introduced in this movie is Sam's old Pokeball. This ball is gray with a red knob on the top. It has triangles around the band, kind of resembling a lock. This ball works like a standard Pokeball, and as Sam is from 40 years ago, shows quite a leap for Pokeballs in such a short time frame. Pokemon Hero gives us another 2 balls. The balls used by Annie and Oakley. These balls are very similar to one another. Annie's ball having a black top with a pinkish red lip-like decal with 2 black dots above it and a purple band, while Oakley's ball has an orange top, the lips becoming a purple color, and the band a reddish pink. The episode Clay Doll, Big and Tall, features a massive stone ball. This is a huge ball, about 2 stories tall, and made of stone, made to hold the giant clay doll to stop it from causing destruction. In the episode, Battling the Enemy Within, there's an ancient relic resembling a Pokeball that houses the spirit of the king of Pokelantis. This ball is a beigey color, and the band has a bunch of characters on it. In place of where the button should be is what appears to be a gemstone. Next up we have the Fishing Pokeball, from the episode A Fishing Connoisseur in a Fishing Competition. This ball is just a standard Pokeball with a simple fish decal on it. The ball was used in a fake fishing competition set up by Team Rocket. Pokemon the movie, The Power of Us, brings us the Catch Race Pokeballs, used in the Pokemon Catch Race. These balls have a blue top and bottom, with a light blue wavy line on each half. The middle has a big white band, with a gold button surrounded by a dark blue circle, further surrounded by a gold circle that's cut off by the blue. Starting the episode Ivysaur's Mysterious Tower, the main Team Rocket trio gets the Rocket Prize Master that allows them access to random Pokemon. These Pokemon are new special Team Rocket Pokeballs. These balls are a strong violet with a white band in a zigzag pattern. It has a red button and the classic red R for Team Rocket. These balls also drop a leaflet that give information about the Pokemon it contains. In the episode, Oreo and the Monster Ball Craftsman, we are introduced to a bunch of custom Pokeballs created by Kana. First up is the Rocket Ball, a blue ball with a gold button surrounded by a white circle and has red lining and 3 white fins and has miniature rocket engines that boost its speed. Next up is the Boomerang Ball, which is a yellow ball with boomerang wings on either side and a boomerang shape across the front. This ball works like a boomerang and returns when thrown. Following up we have the Bomb Bomb Ball, which is a pink ball with bomb fuse on the top half. The fuse ignites right before the ball is thrown and explodes when it burns out. Moving on, we have the Chase Ball, which has a red semicircle around the button on the top half and has 2 green lines on the sides with a minty green line down the middle. The top has an antenna and the bottom has wheels. This ball will home in on its targets using its wheels. Finally, there is an unnamed ball, which appears to be silvery with an ornate band that protrudes. Due to not having seen the episode, I'm unsure whether this is a separate ball or just further customization, where the ball is the same at its base, but the bottom of the band now has decoration, more protrusions on the top and bottom of the ball, and blue gemstones have been placed around it. There is also the Ancient Pokeball. This ball is very ornate, and thus a bit hard to actually describe. This ball is said to have belonged to an ancient adventurer, and is currently in the hands of Roy after being found by his grandfather. Before finishing with the anime, I feel as if I once again need to mention the GS ball, due to it having a greater importance in the anime. This ball is gold and silver and has a GS decal on it. This ball is intended to be connected to Celebi, however in the anime it just becomes a dropped plot point. Moving on, the manga takes some interesting spins on the Pokeballs. The electric tail of Pikachu have numbers displayed on the buttons of the Pokeballs, to allow the trainers to know what team member is in each ball. The series also has the Enormal Pokeball X1, which was a massive Pokeball made to house a gigantic haunter known as the Black Fog. Pokemon Adventures makes the top halves of Pokeballs partially transparent, so that trainers can see their Pokemon when they're inside the ball. This manga also has a fair number of special ball modifications. Bruno has his balls affixed to the ends of his nunchucks, allowing him increased speed in sending out his Pokemon to attack. Koga and his daughter Janine modified their balls into shurikens, being a famous ninja weapon. This allows for them to be used as weapons, as well as positioning their balls to allow for surprise attacks. Bugsy had a special net made by Kurt that allows him to catch Pokemon in his net and have them automatically sucked into a Pokeball. The net itself is made out of the same material of the inside of a Pokeball. Faulkner modified his Pokeballs with Skarmory feathers to make them into boomerangs, allowing for him to throw them in ways to catch his opponents off guard. Both Erica and Moon had their balls modified to be at the end of arrows, so that they could be shot from a bow, allowing for long-range releasing of their Pokemon. Giovanni in this manga also had a Pokeball, which has DNA on the top half for Deoxys. Speaking of all these modified Pokeballs, in Generation 5, the male rangers use Pokeballs affixed to rope. Also in the Pokemon Generations anime, Agatha keeps the Pokeball for her Gengar instead of her cane. In the Pokemon Pocket Monsters manga, Pokeballs are shown as transparent, however have their traditional appearance when they are seen from far away. The Pokemon TCG has featured a numerous amount of Pokeballs, a good lot being ones from the main series. However, there is a small handful of its own original balls. First up is the Dual Ball, which is just 2 standard Pokeballs attached to each other. Next is the Team Magma Ball. This is a ball with a black top and yellow bottom. Might actually be white, but due to the lighting it looks yellow. It has a red middle band and button, and a Team Magma emblem on the top. To pair with it is the Team Aqua Ball. This ball is all white with a blue band and button, and has a Team Aqua logo on the top half. The TCG gives us yet another Team Rocket Ball. This one is very similar to the first one we covered, however this one has a red bottom instead of white. Team Plasma joins in on the trend with the Team Plasma Ball. This ball has a blue top and a maybe white bottom, lighting's making it hard to tell again, and has a Team Plasma logo on the top. Next up is the return of Team Magma with the Team Magma Great Ball. This ball has a very similar top to the original, but the bottom is now red and it has a black band. Once again following suit, we have Team Aqua's Great Ball. This ball also has a similar top to the basic one, and now has a blue bottom and a black band. Alright, I think that's all. I hope that's all. There was a lot more than I anticipated. I'm just glad these ones don't have a massive list of changes over the years. If I did miss any of the Pokeballs from any reach of the franchise, let me know in the comments. As always, a like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated, as it truly does help out the channel. This has been Big Blast 99. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have yourselves a goddamn good one.